harbinger of death. Or at least I was. Death always follows me, but it has to. It has kept me alive all these many years. The spiral of death has always kept me safe, but with time it got old. My name is Ross Gloom, and this is my story. In the town of New Hope stays my family. My wife in this current moment and I have been together for the better part of 24 years. We met when she was just a sophomore in college. I was designing the architecture for the new lecture hall. Now flash forward and our daughter is graduating from college. All is going well until... enough exposition. We'll let the narrator of the story keep writing and shift you back to the third person perspective, which you probably wanted to be in anyway. Which graduation in the summer of 2016. Kathleen Gloom was at the top of her class at Gerald Sands Police Academy. Her life ambitions was to be a detective. Suddenly shots rang out at the ceremony, and out of a SWAT van emerged armed gunmen. Several people were gunned down before Kathleen was taken into the vehicle and driven off. Everyone who had died started to glow white and faded. Ross' hands began to glow, and he could feel death coming onto him. But it was a different form of death. It was his key, and he didn't want it. After a day or so of questioning and a massive manhunt, no one was found. "You have to find her," Dana Gloom said a few days later. "You've already said that, dear, and I can't." "You can't or you won't. You care so much about protecting your secret than the life of our baby girl." "If I do what you view I must, there may be no going back." Dana unlocked the drawer and pulled out a pistol. "This is how it works, right? I kill you, you lose one of your souls, and your powers activate, right? Or was it all just stories?" "Dana, put down the gun. Was it all delusions of grandeur? Or were those stories you told me about college actually true? I mean, you haven't aged a day since we met." "I just age well." "Dearest, please put down the..." Then she shot him. "See, folks, this is what happens. You quit your life for several decades, your daughter gets abducted, you get gunned down by your beloved wife, and life goes back to the way it was. I mean, what the hell? Yeah, this'll work well around the water cooler tomorrow. Awesome, dude, you found your daughter. Too bad you had to die and become a death-obsessed vigilante again. All in a day's work, right?" But I digress. Whatever it may be, I've been shot in the head. So let's get real then, shall we? Ross fell over only to jump back up again, blood gushing from his forehead until the bullet came out. Electric sparks moved throughout his body, and Ross leapt forward and grabbed Dana, and almost slammed her into the wall, stopping just short enough to let her go. "You really shouldn't have done that, dear." But nonetheless, Ross's eyes turned black, and he looked around. He could see the darkness everywhere around him. He focused on those that took his daughter. "They're at the warehouse by the pier. Stay here and I'll go get her. Meet me at Starbucks for an hour or so. I'll need coffee." Ross walked to the door, turned into a haze, and took off at a fast speed. While on his way, he passed by a police cruiser, then stopped and turned around. When he arrived, Ross was dressed in an all-maroon suit. The baffled officer rolled down the window. "Afternoon, officer." "Good afternoon. How fast did you clock my haze at?" 180 miles per hour? The officer said, startled by his meter. "It seems a bit off, don't you think? I swear I was going 250. I don't necessarily consider myself a speedster, but by shadow travel, it should at least be faster than 180. Are you sure it isn't broken?" "It was updated yesterday." "Rats," said Ross, kicking the ground. "Well, I have to go. I shouldn't have stopped, but I and possibly my audience want to know how fast I was going. I can't get to know them, so I'm not sure what they're thinking of, but I'm off." Ross turned into a haze and took off again. He reached the pier, phased back, and walked in. Everyone drew their guns, and Kathleen was in the center of the room. "Don't take another step," one of the mercenaries demanded. "I won't, provided you let her go." Let's all handle this like civilized human beings, shall we? You let the girl go, and I won't kill all of you. And upon that statement, he was shot in the head again. Really? Twice in the head in the same day? I'm going to try and handle this civilly. Ross sat up. Before you try another futile attempt at killing me, keep in mind the number 220,000. I reference this number to spew out exposition to the readers in the hopes the narrator won't make me kill all of you, and to engage in truthful psychological warfare. 140,000 people died in Hiroshima, another 80,000 in Nagasaki. I was in both spots and absorbed the soul essence. It was the last major time my powers have been used. There have been many more over the centuries, but that was the most recent. One of my deaths equals one essence loss. Every time there is a death, my powers activate. So essentially, you're making it easier for me to kill all of you. For my own purpose, how much is the bounty on my head? It's not enough. I was offered a king's ransom back in the Dark Ages. Ross got to his feet. So please let her go. I'm holding back, really. A hailstorm of bullets were riddled throughout Ross's body, and he fell over again. Now you're just showing off. But it's as of this point, I'm absolutely peeved. So let's do this. Can I at least have my axe? A black leather-handled axe with a silver blade materialized in Ross's hand. Thank you. I tried calling it before. We need to work on our communication skills. If this is going to be my weapon, I might as well be able to call it. It's worked since before you started telling my story. I'll let that one rack the audience's brains for a second. Anyway, let's have a fight scene then, shall we? The guns emptied and Ross stood again, bullets coming out of the holes in his body and hitting the ground. When the last one fell, he took a breath. As it hit the ground, Ross ran forward. It was over in under a minute. He sliced the closest merc in the chest. The merc glowed white, and the glow was absorbed into the axe. He made a vertical slice of the next one's body, and the glow happened again, followed by the absorption. Again and again, he sliced his way through. The last mercenary was making a run for the door. Ross threw his axe and split the merc's skull. Kathleen looked terrified. It's okay, I'm not going to hurt you, stated Ross, taking off the gag. Who are you? She asked. I am now and forever shall be your cannoli. Dad? We should get out of here. I need coffee.